All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about animal life cycles. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about animal life cycles. Thank you. We have talked about plant life cycles, right? So an animal life cycle obviously has to do with animals. I want to make a really important point. Animals are not just, dogs, cats, etc. I'm also talking about insects, particularly butterflies and beetles, okay? So we're going to write animal life cycles. Animal life cycles. Particularly something called complete metamorphosis. So metamorphosis means change, okay? So we're going to write underneath complete metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. That may be an A. I need to check on that. No, it's an I. Okay. Metamorphosis. This is an R. So, complete metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means change, okay? Metamorphosis means change. Change. And complete means look different than adults when babies. Okay? They look different from adults than when they're babies. They look different from when they're an adult. So there's two that we're going to talk about. One of them is the butterfly. One of them is the beetle. So I need you to cut your page in half for me. So complete metamorphosis has 4 stages. That's something else important that we need to put up here. So complete metamorphosis, 4 stages. Super important, okay? So this top one we're going to do is the butterfly. So the butterfly starts off as an egg, okay? And the female lays the eggs on a leaf, okay? And then she just leaves them. How rude is that? She just leaves them there. So I'm going to draw a leaf, and then I'm just going to draw a couple of little eggs on top. So they look like that. They just chill on the leaf. They're really, 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 really tiny. Okay? So I'm going to label this. This is the egg. So plants and animals start off the same. Egg, seed, same thing. All right, so then we're going to go to the next stage. I'm going to make this prettier. Okay, okay. So the next stage becomes a larva, okay? A larva. Next stage is a larva. In this case, the larva is special, and it's called a caterpillar. Caterpillar. All right, and it looks like this. I'm just going to draw a little guy. It's going to have some legs. Where is my green marker? Okay, so we're just going to draw caterpillar. He's going to have a big red head. And he's going to have some antenna. He's going to be smiling. He's happy, of course. Feet. So this is what we have in our jar right now, right? We've got some caterpillars. After the caterpillar, it goes into a pupa. With butterflies, it's a special pupa called a chrysalis, okay? So we're going to come down like this. All right, so our pupa is a chrysalis. So usually they hang on like a stick or the bottom of a leaf. In this case, they're going to hang on our top of our little jar that we have, right? So we've got a stick, right? And it's going to just kind of hang from that stick like this. And it looks a bit like that. It's kind of like this, kind of like a leaf, right? But it's a chrysalis. And it has to hang on for a few days. All right? So this is a pupa. It's a special pupa, though, called a chrysalis. And then finally, it busts out of that thing. All right, busts out of there, and what does it become? A butterfly, which is, in this case, an adult. All right, so I'm going to draw my butterfly. Draw the head on there. Or, I'm sorry, the head is already on there. Okay, smiling. We've got antennas. We've got some wings. Oh, he's such a happy little thing. Okay, we've got some this and this and this and this. And we're just going to have some dots and some of this. Gonna make him fancy, right? Oh, funny story. Butterflies are an example of what in math? Symmetry. Their wings are exactly the same on both sides. Okay, so this is the adult. And in this case, that adult is a butterfly. Okay? So our next example is the beetle. We've got a beetle. And beetle starts out the same. It starts out as an egg. Starts out as an egg. Okay, so we've got our stick, and they usually lay them on the edge of the stick like this. They're usually in like a little cluster. All right, so there's our egg. Do you see how these two start out exactly the same, the butterfly and the beetle? They have about the same stages that they go through. They're just a touch different, okay? So draw my arrow. Our next stage is, again, the larva, but it's not a caterpillar this time. This time it's a mealworm, okay? It's a mealworm. So I'm going to draw a little worm. And it's just called a mealworm, but it's still a larva, but it's a mealworm in this case. Larva, and it's a mealworm. All right? Our next stage is the pupa. Beetle pupa are not very pretty looking. Not very pretty. The bell's about to ring, y'all, but we'll keep working for just another minute. Okay, so the pupa kind of looks like this. It's kind of got like a little circle right here. And then he kind of like comes up like this, and it just kind of sits on something. And it just kind of, you know, lays there. It's in this thing. It's changing. It's going through a metamorphosis, right? It's changing. This is what its pupa looks like, though. Isn't that nasty? This is its pupa. And then finally, it's going to hatch. Y'all, you know I don't like bugs, and I especially don't like beetles. But we're going to see what they look like. They're going to look like this. He's going to be like, he's going to look kind of like a cockroach, right? Cockroaches go through a very similar life cycle, right? So he's going to have some legs. Ugh. Ugh. I just can't. I just can't. Okay, he's going to have some antennae. Okay, and we're gonna make him browns just so we can see that line down the middle right there. Those can be wings sometimes. We're not even gonna make him smile. He's not smiling. He's a bug. Okay, But that is the adult, and in this case, it is the beetle. So do you see how these two go through a very similar life cycle? And they all go egg to larva to pupa to adult, but in this case, a larva is a caterpillar, the larva is a mealworm, and this is a special pupa called a chrysalis. Okay? That's it, y'all. We'll talk more tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.